How's it, everybody? I'm Ryan O'Connor. I've been a watch collector for 20 years based in Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm outside the HQ of the finest pre-owned watch place on the planet. It is TopWatch. Of course, their new partnership with Watchbox means that now the globe comes to me via my favorite watch outlet. So what do I look for when I go to buy a watch? I look for some of the best quality watches, some sought after pieces that just can't be found, and more importantly, I look to build relationships with people that I like, people that I know are knowledgeable, and people that are going to get me a great deal. All those boxes ticked 100% with the guys from TopWatch. So let's go have a look inside. Let's meet Johan Dreyer, the CEO, some of the staff, and more importantly, let's talk about some of the coolest watches and brands in the planet and available exclusively to topwatch.co.za. Inside Africa's biggest pre-owned retailer, TopWatch, powered by Watchbox. I'm with the CEO, Johan Dreyer, who's a good mate. And when it comes to buying watches, you need to be informed, especially if it's a first-time purchase. When people go into a store to buy anything for the first time, you need to know what you're spending your money on. And you need to be able to have that knowledge available to you when you're making that purchase. And this is what you'll find from the very moment you step in to any of the TopWatch stores. You'll find the knowledge available from the get-go. Johan, you've turned an empire out of the watch, or you've turned your business into an empire in the watch industry due to knowledge, phenomenal sales, and most importantly, knowing what your customers are looking for.
Yeah, right. I think the key is we've done over 10,000 watches. So I've made the mistakes, we've learned the lessons, we've scouted in international markets, we've learned currencies, import, export, the whole story. So each one of our watches is really the right watch. There's roughly 20,000 different variations and models, 5 times cars out there. And it's really a minefield of getting the right watch that carries the right value, fits your arm, has longevity, and remains a good investment. So it's tricky.
Obviously, with the years, and obviously the company has expanded and grown. You've partnershipped as well now with Watchbox, who are the global leaders when it comes to sourcing global stock.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. The synergy between TopWatch and Watchbox, it's really beneficial to both companies.
Yeah. So Watchbox is really the first global company that owns its own global inventory, that pioneered cross-border shipments. So it's really, really easy for a customer to now sit in Kazakhstan, see a watch that's in Singapore, click, buy, gets delivered to his door, and he really now has access to 12, 10, 15,000 watches out there globally.
Jeez. Now, how do we benefit as South Africans or anyone watching in the continent of Africa? Well, this is pretty simple. Johan will go overseas, or he'll go online and have a look at Watchbox, and through their partnership, be able to access the greatest stock in the world. And one thing that watch enthusiasts love to do is they love to either buy, let their collection grow, or they love to trade. And let's face it, 99.9% of authorized dealers around the world do not take your watch in when you've had enough, or when it's time to part ways. When you've outgrown that timepiece, you find that you battle to find a place to move the watch. This is where that customer relationship, from the minute you walked into the door at TopWatch to the second that you make your 3rd, 4th, 5th purchase, is that you build an understanding and a relationship with the likes of Johan and his team, which I think is instrumental in not only paving your own watch journey, but also, of course, in increasing your collection with the pieces that are sought after. Johan, how hard is it? I mean, and I say this because it's a tricky question as a watch collector. How hard is it to source that stock now? The items that are super hot and that are really hard to get hold of.
Sure. So there's brands that you literally just can't buy.
Yeah.
I travel a lot. I can't remember when last I was in a Patek store where I would see one of the sports models being the Aquanaut or the Nautilus. We've sold 30 sports model Pateks in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's really become accessible to us as a global company, owning global inventory with so many networks and suppliers. That being said, it's still difficult to buy the right watch at the right price.
Yeah.
I think that's niche for us to know. The watch that comes through the door, unfortunately to the seller, it might have been the wrong purchase. It's something we won't buy.
Sure.
Purely because it's not something we want to present to one of our customers.
Got you.
In line with our 15-month global warranty, our 95% buyer guarantee, and the longevity we know these watches need to carry in terms of investment value.
All that was said right now makes the business as much harder as you might think. I mean, how you buy and being able to afford to give a customer 95% back on a value of a piece that's been sold. I mean, where do you drive out of a BMW dealership and in a month or two's time you can go and trade it back in for 95% of what that car's worth? And I use a BMW, it could be anything. You can actually put any brand there, unless it's a really niche model that's a limited or a one-off of. There's not many places in the world that offer you that kind of guarantee in terms of return on your investment. Like I said, if you're looking to start out a collection, if you're looking to buy new, maybe you're looking to buy new, and when I say new, it's under the umbrella of pre-owned. Every single watch that comes through the doors here are carefully looked after. There are the best of the industry experts that make sure that nothing leaves a showroom or a website without having a thorough A to Z and in the most pristine condition as possible. Having said that though, make sure that you come and talk. I've always found relationships so much better sometimes in shopping online. Come and talk to Johan. He bases himself not only at the store but the one in Pretoria and online as well. Yvette's in the store. We'll chat to Yvette, find out about how you can come and visit, and more importantly what stock they have in the display case. For all the information and more, topwatch.co.za. And when it comes to Cape Town Top Watch, Yvette is the person that heads up the store. Yvette, this is a special place you got, a very special shop in a magnificent part of the Western Cape. How long has the store been here?
So the store has been here since the early 2016.
Okay.
Personally, I've only been here for less than a year. So the watch industry for me is very, very new. And it's the most interesting, exciting industry that I've ever worked in. I mean, it's evolving. The South African market is ready and ripe for second-hand watches. I'm really enjoying this. It's really, really interesting.
And obviously you can see the relationship that you need to have with clients that are returning clients, and a large portion of the clients that you got are returning clients. You've built a relationship with them in the space of just a year. You'll find that somebody that comes today to purchase something that they're dying to get their hands on, 2 months time from now, especially the watch nuts like myself, and you know this, in 2 months time there's something else I want. Yvette, what's happening? Find Yvette. Can you send me more pictures? I need to see what. That's the kind of culture I think that we have in Cape Town, but I think that's the watch culture in general.
Absolutely, yes. So we've got we've got the benefit of being able to trade in your old pieces. So people end up spending hundreds of thousands rands for a watch, trade it in a few months, and in essence he paid a few grand to wear a top-end watch for a year or 2 years 100%. Or 3 years, trade it back. The money essentially comes back to him, but they generally just put it in another awesome piece because people do not get enough. But the relationship is key. You know, people, South Africa's second-hand watches has never been a big thing. All over the world, it's getting bigger and bigger. But now, South Africa, this is the baby. It has started. TopWatch has started used watches in South Africa, and people out there that's used to going to new authorized dealerships, buying from them, do not yet trust or know the second-hand market. So relationship is key. Walk in here, speak to Ashley, see what he's doing, speak to us, look at the pieces that we've got, look at the operation that we've got, you know, and people that walk in start to trust us, they start to know us, and they do not buy one watch, as you say. They come back, we become friends, and we've got watch collectors that know us really well. And we get every month, we get new people who used to pay thousands and thousands of rands for brand new watches, and they come in here and they cannot believe that you can get the same piece in 100% refurbished condition, looking like a brand new watch for a fraction of the price.
Absolutely.
It opens up a whole new world for people to wear luxury watches that they were not previously able to wear. It's fantastic.
And of course, the key thing there as well is, and Yvette spoke about it, and we spoke about it at the beginning, is about relationships. The good thing is if you're on the go 24/7, you want to be able to pick up the phone, WhatsApp message to Yvette going, Yvette, I've seen on you've got this and this in stock, please send me more pictures. Yvette goes, sure, and bang, I get a whole list of pictures. I can decide from those pictures if this is the piece I'm after and if this is the piece I want. Are you looking for the next piece? If so, you've come to the right place. Come and visit Yvette in Cape Town. More importantly, go and look at the website, topwatch.co.za. I'm at TopWatch talking to the man that pays the bills. He's the man responsible for finances at TopWatch, and of course a man that gets to see on a daily basis how the market is looking. Roland Rodriguez, it's great to have you in Cape Town, and great to be chatting about watches and how the watch industry has just grown in leaps and bounds. You seeing this to the degree where you're getting hundreds of thousands of rands worth of pieces and or millions in the space of 4, 5, 6 watches. I mean, we were talking about watches that literally a handful of them would equate to 5 or 6 million. This is the kind of currency we're talking about. It's a very, as well as it being obviously an investment for people, for the purchaser, it's a massive financial almost industry as well.
Mm-hmm. Look, it's the third largest purchase most people will make. It's your car, your house, and then if we manage to do our jobs right, your watch.
Roland, let's talk a little bit about the trends. 2018, we had a fantastic year in the pre-owned space. 2019, obviously, you were forecasting a major year in terms of the watch space.
Absolutely. I think Johan might have mentioned a little bit earlier, our industry is currently selling about $5 billion per year. The market estimation in the last survey I read were that there are $400 billion worth of second-hand saleable goods in the market today, and most people aren't even aware that there's second-hand watch today. They aren't aware that it's a tradable commodity and that it's something that you can use in certain cases even as an asset.
Obviously, from your side, it's a very tricky role balancing the books, because at any given time, you need finance on hand to be able to purchase as much stock as is readily available, and at the same time, waiting on stock to go out, which is doing on a daily basis. It's a tough juggling act.
Having a dollar-based partner helps a little bit. But yes, no, you're right. Look, our industry is unique, sitting on this side of it now. I come from a background of having been an authorized dealer, a retail jeweler for 14 years. It was as easy as you needed a stock item, you pick up the phone and it was sent to you. Now we're in a position where we can't just do that, and we need to have capital available when the watch comes in. When you walk in with you were mentioning Richard Neal a little bit earlier, and you're expecting 10 million for the watch.
Sure. Where's it going to come from? You want to feel like 100%.
Absolutely.
Having, what's the biggest challenge that you see in terms of, when you come from a fantastic retail space, but now all of a sudden from being, and you know what, for lack of a better phrase, it's almost a very boxed and controlled environment. You know, everything goes by the book. It has been forever. Everything about it is boxed. Customers do not want that boxed experience anymore. They want an experience that is adapted to their needs. They want stuff that is available to them that nobody else can. And dealerships, no given dealership handles every brand. You know, certain dealerships have only X amount of brands. Now I've got to find another dealer, another relationship should I want to get into another brand. You all of a sudden don't have those limitations anymore.
Going into a dealer and finding he doesn't have the stock you're looking for.
100%. 100%.
That's exactly right. Look, I think the authorized dealer 10 years ago was the darling of the watch industry. We were wined and dined and flown all over the world. That has changed dramatically. Most authorized dealers complain about how they cannot get stock of the pieces they need. Where you'll probably find we have more Rolex sports models in stock than what any Rolex authorized dealer in the country has. So that's the first thing, which is key. The next thing I think the dealers are really struggling with is the international manufacturers themselves are coming into the market direct to public, opening up their own boutiques, eating into their margins, so on and so forth. Luckily, none of those are our problems. I can't think of anything that's more luxurious than being able to sit in your office, 3 o'clock on a Thursday, browse some watches, pick up the phone, call a vet, send an email, it'll come through to me, and you know, if you can't make it to us, we'll make it to you. See the watch you want, when you want to see it, and you don't have to get up on a Saturday morning and drive into a shopping centre and deal with all of those assets. And we've got the stock available.
Folks, the industry is growing rapidly in South Africa, and I'm sure the very next conversation I have with this man will be from his head office in New York or somewhere in the States, where he'll be based with the TopWatch global team, as they still service you in South Africa, but based from the US, where the global market seems to have its headquarters. Roland, it's great chatting to you. All the very best with TopWatch this year. Made all your successes happen. I know that you're with a phenomenal brand, and if you'd like to get involved with a phenomenal brand and make your first purchase, or just browse the stock, go and check out topwatch.co.za.